Hey there, welcome to the channel. I'm going to be comparing the Pixel 2 XL with the 4a 5G and 5. Hopefully this helps one of you out there decide on a new phone to buy. If so, please consider a like or a sub, helps a ton. Let's jump in. Alright, so right off the bat you'll notice the screens. The Pixel 2 XL and the Pixel 5 have practically the same usable screen space, even though, side by side one looks much bigger than the other. While you do get much more screen space with the 4a 5G. The Pixel 2 XL and 4 both have 60Hz displays, while the Pixel 5 has a 90Hz display. This makes moving around feel a little more buttery smooth on the 5. The Pixel 4 and 5 both have OLED displays with HDR support, while the Pixel 2 XL has an older POLED, which is still nice, but not as nice as these newer ones, eh? All three phones have Gorilla Glass on them. The Pixel 2 XL has Gorilla Glass 5, the 4 has Gorilla Glass 3, and the Pixel 5 has Gorilla Glass 6, which is the newest version. As for hardware in these phones, the Pixel 2 is rocking the older Snapdragon 835, 4 gigs of RAM, and either a 64GB hard drive or a 128. The Pixel 4 and 5 are both sporting the Snapdragon 765G, which is more efficient and a little bit faster than the previous model, but the older model is still slightly better for gaming. It's kind of the mid-tier processor that's out right now, it's nothing crazy. They also both have 128GB hard drives inside. As for RAM, the 5 has 8GB, while the 4 has 6GB. Now, the main reason most of us 2XL users are making the swap is the 2XL is not getting any more security updates after Android 11, while the new phones will keep getting updates for at least 3 more years. Which is a huge bummer, I wish Google didn't do that, because most people are still loving their 2XL, and there's no real reason to upgrade other than that. The battery on the Pixel 2 XL will last you about a day, the 4a 5G a little over a day, and the 5 almost 2 full days with moderate use, which is incredible. The Pixel 5 also lets you charge wirelessly, while the other phones can charge only with USB-C ports. And I've had some issues with my USB-C ports no longer charging my phone on past phones, so honestly the wireless charging is a big plus for me. Now, what really got me into the Pixel phones was their ability to produce such stunning photos, and honestly not much has changed there. The Pixel 2 XL has a camera on the front and one wide on the back, while the Pixel 4 and 5 both have a punch hole camera on the front and both a wide and slightly less wide lens on the back. Besides the lenses being different, the images look almost identical, color and contrast wise though, eh? And while most people want Google to change the sensor, I'm still extremely happy with the photos these phones put out. As for video, you gain the ability with the newer phones to record up to 240 frames per second at full HD, so 1080p, and some really magical image stabilization is on these new phones. Where these phones really start to show their differences though is in their design. The Pixel 2 XL and 5 are both made with aluminum, glass, and plastic, while the Pixel 4a 5G is mostly plastic and glass. When you hold them in your hand, the 4a 5G feels much more like the 2XL than the 5, but I kinda love the smaller feel after a few weeks using the 5. The Pixel 2 XL and 4a have similar speakers. There are 2 front-facing ones on the 2XL, 1 front speaker on the 4a and 1 on the bottom, and 1 under the glass and at the bottom of the Pixel 5, which is very strange, although it does seem to get louder than the 4a 5G, which is also kind of strange. Oh, and the Pixel 4a 5G is the only phone with a headphone jack in this lineup, which the 2 XL taught me to not really miss that much though. Both the Pixel 5 and the 2 XL are water resistant, while the Pixel 4a 5G is not, which is a huge no for someone as clumsy as myself, eh? I'm always knocking stuff over. Now, there is one thing I am absolutely going to miss. I am going to miss the squeeze for assistance feature that was on the Pixel 2 XL. That's just gone. No more. One of my favorite things. Such a bummer. That being said, these Pixels are great, but they really made some strange choices with their new offerings. On one hand, you have the 4a 5G, which is about the same size as the 2 XL and similar in many ways, with the speaker on the front and a 60Hz display. You lose water resistance, but you gain an extra lens and a headphone jack. Then on the other hand, you have the Pixel 5 that feels smaller, but you keep the usable screen space as the 2 XL, the water resistance, gain wireless charging, a 90Hz display, but you lose on the front-facing speakers. The real question is, what's more important to you? If having a bigger screen is a huge deal to you, then the Pixel 4a 5G is hands down a wonderful choice for the price. If you don't care about the extra screen space on the 4a 5G and would rather have a 90Hz display for a smoother feeling UI, wireless charging, and a little more RAM, the Pixel 5 is a nice little upgrade. I still can't decide if it's a $200 improvement on the 4a 5G, but I kind of feel like the 4a 5G is just such a good deal for the price. It makes the Pixel 5 seem expensive in comparison, even though it's a very reasonable price for a pure Android experience, with some really nice new bells and whistles. Anyways, I hope this comparison helps you make a decision. I really appreciate you dropping by, and if this has helped you in any way, please consider dropping a like and a sub. If not, I still hope you have a great day, and take care.